Redington, the numbers have been strong with regards to where the third quarter goes. The stock is also now at the day's highest levels with gains of 4.5% coming in there. But the key question is, will this momentum continue from here on? To answer us, we have Ramesh Natarajan, CEO of Redington, joining in. Ramesh, good afternoon and welcome to the show, and congratulations for the strong set of numbers that have been reported this time around. Firstly, what has led to the growth and is it sustainable?
Hi, Hiral. This is actually Hariharan, the group CEO. Ramesh could not join in because he's unwell today. Happy to be here. Good morning and good afternoon. Q3 was our strongest quarter ever with revenues of 26,764 crores and 400 crores of profit with 1.5% PAT. Very good growth rates as well. Largely, it was the back of good value business, a good demand, and many large deals in India and UAE. The mobility momentum continued this quarter. And actually, all the businesses and most of the geographies pulled in. So it is almost a near perfect execution and a good market environment. So combination of things, I think, pulled in. It is the best quarter ever for Redington.
Okay, well, congratulations on that. But I want to know more about the kind of outlook for the coming year. I mean, on an overall basis, other companies are pretty much bullish about the sector as a whole reviving. But what's Redington particularly looking forward to in FY26?
So a variety of things. So I think the cloud business is continuing to grow and do very well. And we are taking advantage of that with the cloud solutions group as well as the server storage software, etc., which we sell into the overall cloud space. Outside of that, we are quite bullish about all the AI products that are going to be shipping next year, AI-enabled smartphones, AI-enabled PCs. Some of them we already saw coming in last year, but the real heavy metal and breakthroughs and the products that are going to deliver on ROI will come in into the year. So we see AI gadgets and AI PCs and smartphones picking up the next year or so. So those are two enabling technologies for us that will make a difference. Also in India, particularly, the premiumization, there is a set of customers, we call it the India One, as part of the India 1, 2, 3, that are buying premium products, so premium phones, premium PCs, etc. We see a growth in that. And last but not the least, there are other things like GCCs. India is enabling a lot of GCCs to be set up here. We see a lot of consumption of technology, cloud and AI, and we see all of those driving factors for our growth.
Okay. So, Hariharan, if you could help me understand, PAT and revenue, the highest growth is what we've seen, I think, on a quarterly basis, right? And in the absolute terms as well. Is this the run rate, do you think, that you will be able to sustain with? Or do you think this is going to be a one-off? How are you looking at it?
I think this quarter, everything worked, to be fair. Market conditions were great, and we executed well as well. We do see the market bullish in all of the geographies we operate in. India, UAE, and Saudi are the three markets that account for 70% of our business. And all three markets promise to have double-digit growth. I think if we execute well, we do see this trajectory continuing. Clearly, on OPEX and some of the other factors, we have right-sized some of our investments that continues to drive our profit growth as well. So I think we've got our act together to be able to sustain a revenue and a profit growth hanging together. We will make some investments going forward on digital platforms and cloud platforms and trying to extract more business out of the value space and cloud. But having said that, this is the trajectory we would like to see and we are planning for.
Okay. Another question I have for you is with regards to the regions. There has been a sustained momentum that you're seeing with regards to where Africa goes. How is Saudi Arabia and Turkey panning out? You've mentioned you're seeing signs of recovery, but if you could quantify that for us in terms of the growth you had seen earlier at your peak, how far are you from there?
So Saudi grew 31% for us last year, the entire year. And the first 2 quarters of this year was subdued because of the reprioritization of investments. This quarter came back somewhat with a 7% growth. We have been in, we have a large team, does a really good job. We do $1.5 billion of business in Saudi. And we were with some of the ministers in Saudi recently, and we see definitely the IT market coming back. And with the Vision 2030 plan, they have a lot of plans and a lot of investments. We have a LEAP event the coming week where all the CEOs of tech companies are there. So clearly it's an area where a lot of investment is going in, and we are bullish about it. Turkey, on the back of high inflation, high interest rates, saw a decline in the market size in the last 2 quarters, almost between 15 and 20%. But this quarter, it has come back somewhat. It's still a 5% decline. But we think the Turkish market will be more flattish going forward in the next year. May not be a growth, but may not be a decline either. So we want to take advantage of the best we can. In the Turkish market, we've done very well on software. That continues to be a good story and good growth, largely consumption on cloud and software from corporates and government. But the PC market and the smartphone market will be somewhat flat and subdued.
Okay. Actually, I'm very intrigued about the kind of cloud growth that you had mentioned, Mr. Hariharan. I understand that cloud is really doing well, but that ideally contributes to a smaller portion of your revenue. So do you expect more revenue to come in from the cloud business, number one? Another question is also with respect to your renewable energy. Stellar kind of growth is what I can see over here.
Okay, so the way we define our business units today, we have something called a CSG, which is the Cloud Solutions Group, which is only 4% of our business. That's largely the business we work on with hyperscalers. We do have within Technology Solutions Group a large chunk of software. If I add that together with the CSG, it's almost 17-18% of the total size, which all comes from the cloud area we focus on. Definitely, we see more growth in all of that. So we've been getting about 40 to 50% growth in the last couple of quarters on the cloud area. So the software area and the Technology Solutions Group will get that kind of growth as well. So that expects to be becoming larger. Now, question about solar. There was a business model change. We were working on solar for rooftops, and a lot of the components for that we were importing, but with the ALMM, the regulatory change that happened in the environment, we're now focusing more with local producers and providers. We've reconstructed our strategy around the Surya Shakti program from the PM's office, and we are creating a franchise model. We're very excited about this, and we have a lot of EPCs, engineering procurement contractors, signing up as franchisees with us, and we believe we'll take advantage of this program and grow the solar business again, mostly focus on the rooftops and a little bit on solar parks.
Okay, one last question. I was a little bit, intrigued about the renewable energy. Well, it has grown in terms of rest of the world, but in Singapore, India, and South Asia, it has actually degrown. So can you give us some perspective specifically with respect to this vertical?
I'm not sure if you're referring to the same numbers, but we don't have the renewable energy piece is only in India right now, and we are starting in East Africa. It's the beginning. I'm wondering if you're talking about the logistics business. If it's the ProConnect business you're referring to, that's the logistics business. So that is growing in both the India and the Middle East Africa theaters. The Middle East Africa has grown about 20%, but in India it's growing at around 4% for us. Clearly, we're getting our focus and value proposition right there. But with regards to the renewable energy business, it's clearly there in India right now, and we're starting in East Africa.
No, Mr. Hariharan. So yeah, fair point about logistics, but my particular question with respect to was with respect to renewable energy itself. But I think you've addressed that, and it was lovely speaking to you. And all the best for your upcoming quarters. We'll definitely look forward to talking with you very soon. Thank you, Mr. Hariharan.
Thank you so much for having me.